Hi, I'm Laura from yourhypnotic.com. I know this might be hard to believe, but certain people, once they start carbs, they cannot stop. So we've been trained since birth to consume sugar. It's in our baby food, it's in most of our foods, and you go trick-or-treating and you get all kinds of this candy every holiday and cookies, etc., etc. What happens inside our body is we start to form an addiction, and that involves two neurotransmitters. One is dopamine, which is involved with the pleasure sensation. And the sensation we have serotonin, which is involved with our happiness sensation. Now, I used to have an addiction. I mean, a periodic craving for Ben & Jerry's ice cream. I got caught up in this eating a pint every night before I went to bed for, I would say, oh gosh, probably about a year. I would obsess about it. I would be thinking about it all day long, and eventually, if I didn't consume it, I had this pressure or stress buildup that made me it was like very physically uncomfortable. But as soon as I started consuming this delicious ice cream, I felt satisfied, happy, like I could breathe again for about a minute. Now, of course, this was artificially making me satisfied, happy, and feeling like I was surviving, when actually I was feeling very miserable the rest of the day and not really surviving health-wise. So what you need to realize, every time you give in to this craving, you're going to get more and more cravings over time. And it's very interesting to me is that our body is going to get into a state that physically, where it demands the sugar. This addiction is real, and it will literally control you to a point where you're completely out of control. So what can you do at this point? You need to stop eating completely. You need to start fasting immediately, because you're going to eat no food and your body is going to have to switch over. This is going to be a little uncomfortable, like during the transition period, but it won't be too bad, and your body will start to switch to ketosis, and then you'll start burning your fat for fuel. Your brain actually starts to heal and reset, because the receptors for these neurotransmitters are really messed up and they need to be reset. The absolute best way to do this is simply start fasting, minimally 24 hours to 48 hours. If you can actually do exercise, light exercise, walking, that will be even better, because you can burn off that sugar that you consumed. Just get it out of your system, and then your brain will feel so much better. The interesting thing about the brain is that we give the choice. The brain will prefer ketones over sugar. As soon as that happens, you start to shift to be more in control over this addiction. Now, number 3, you have to be very careful to avoid sugars. Get all that junk food out of your house, including those chips that you have up in that cupboard that you've been hiding. Oh gosh, please make it difficult for you to get this junk food, especially late at night. Some people at night, they're not even hungry. They're just going to go to the cabinets looking for something and don't even know what they're looking for. But maybe something salty, crunchy, maybe something sweet. No, you need to get that junk out of your house. Now, when you're fasting, don't read cookbooks for desserts. You want to avoid these triggers, including pictures or recipes or desserts, because dopamine is all about anticipating pleasure. As soon as you eat this food, you don't increase dopamine. It's a precursor. So that when you're eating, as soon as you're done, like you look at the picture or smell the food, you instantly start increasing the dopamine. And that is going to create controlling factor over your body. Where you're driving your bikes on your neighborhood and it smells like spaghetti cooking in from someone's house, that would be bad. Don't do that. So smells are very powerful. Avoid that and any and all environments that can tempt you. And lastly, B vitamins are so crucial. Vitamin B will completely handle the pressure feeling caused, and the nutritional yeast can help curb the addiction. Sorry, your cravings. Hope this has been helpful, and may your day or night be filled with love and satisfaction. Namaste.